For those expecting religious commentary in this, there won't be. Uh, no criticisms or anything about religion specifically. I want to start by saying this will contain spoilers, so if you don't want any, turn it off now. This was also not scripted. So yeah, I just saw the movie Knowing with Nicolas Cage. First off, overall not a bad movie. Not great, but, you know, not bad. I'd give it a 7.9. How about that? Sounds about right. Maybe a solid 8. It's something to see. Let's start with the actual review of the movie. Acting was good. The effects were excellent with one small exception. That exception being when the animals arrived. Kid looks out the window and the world is burning, and he sees animals running out of the woods. There's elk and deer and birds. Birds are done well in computer animation. I don't know why, but honestly, when they do birds on computer animation, I'm generally convinced. But when they do four-legged animals, I'm sorry. Maybe it's the way they smooth out the skin, or what, I don't know exactly, but I've never once been convinced by a four-legged CG animal. I don't know why. So, you know, that kind of sucked. But the rest of the effects, you know, pretty good. It had one of the best city destruction scenes I've seen since Terminator 2. Just absolute chaos. It was lovely. Now, the story. This one is kind of weird. First bit of the movie, pretty good, but it gets really, like, oh, you have to be kidding me. Okay, what's next? Come on. It gets into one of those. It's not really unbelievable, but I don't know how to say it. As you all know, I'm sure, if you've seen the trailers, he gets a sheet with numbers and they predict events. It's one of those. Turns out that the numbers are messages sent by energy-based aliens. This isn't a huge deal for me. I mean, really, a movie like this, you cannot really end satisfactorily. You can't. You really just can't. The thing is, though, the aliens are angels. Literally. They're energy-based life forms. Energy is pouring out of their backs, and when they rise up into their ship at the end, it gives the shape of a wing. Gives the shape of wings. Not bad, not great, not bad. I mean, yeah, you're probably thinking, oh, the atheist is upset about the religious commentary. No. I don't mind religious bits being put into a movie. It sometimes makes it more interesting. But I don't know. It wasn't a bad ending. I want to make that clear. I didn't hate it. It's just more a little, just unsatisfactory. You know? Not satisfying enough. But again, the whole movie, you really couldn't have ended it satisfactorily. Either A, he's completely wrong and he's been running around for no reason. B, it's aliens. Or C, it's God. Turns out it's aliens who have been masquerading as God and all that. They're psychic and they've been sending messages to people, and apparently one of them wrote down the list of numbers. It's really like the Jehovah's Witnesses, what they believe. You know how, I think it's Jehovah's Witnesses, how like 200,000 will be saved while the rest of us burn. but it never gives any indication that there's anyone else, with the exception of the original girl who apparently died of an overdose. Drugs. If you assume that that's true and she wasn't murdered for whatever case, then they were taking people that weren't just kids. I mean, the two that you see saved are a boy and a girl. So we assume that more than just kids were saved from the impending destruction of Earth, which was, by the way, from a solar flare. I'm saying that now, it's a solar flare. But the main reason that it looks like they sent these messages to the girl originally 50 years ago who put the message into a time capsule, which they opened 50 years later, blah, 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 seems to have been to help the boy. Because the girl's mother, she dies, and really, you see it coming a mile away. She's speeding after these guys through an intersection. Her light is red, so of course she decides, oh, screw it, just go by. You can just tell, you're gonna die now. Semi. But anyways, it seems that the numbers were mainly to help the kid reconcile with his father for no reason other than kid probably wouldn't have been as receptive to being taken off Earth if, well, the girl whose mother died at the intersection, she was apparently told by the aliens that her mother is in a better place. The boy probably wouldn't have accepted that. Better place? Where the hell's my dad? Sorry, 60-second recording limit on this thing. Boy would have probably been like, he's in a better place? What the hell does that mean? Where's my dad, buddy? So it seems like the aliens were putting Nicolas Cage through all this crap so he would be able to tell his son, it's okay, don't worry, we'll be together forever. Of course, I don't know. Then there's the fact that the aliens, I guess, knew all this stuff was going to happen and knew the Earth was going to be destroyed, because basically it's all, you can see parallels between it and the Book of Revelation, which, you know, it's kind of obvious considering the whole Jehovah's Witness thing and everything. So, what have we been to these aliens? Though I want to make it clear, the actual religious references are not entirely blatant, so it's not a huge deal. Were we an experiment or something? I don't know. Because it really raises a question, because when the ships bring them to their other planet, nice looking place, the kids are placed there, and what's just right over there? A shining, kind of golden tree. Obviously the tree of life, and they're in a new Garden of Eden. Wait, what? Are we like some experiment for these things? Are they just wanting to help us? You know, if they were wanting to help us, then why the heck did they obviously give us the Book of Revelation 2,000 years ago and not actually come and, hey, you know, we can get you guys off this planet? Duh. I don't know. Again, it wasn't bad, but it was just a little unsatisfying. What I will say, the alien ships work pretty cool. At first I thought, well, what are they? Are they light refractions from heavenly bodies? No, they're actual ships, trust me. Actual spaceships. I have seen a design similar to that, I think in Titan AE, if you just flip the ships around. Because they have these needle things that look like they should be the trailing edge. Kind of like a comet. And a bright part, I guess the bright part is the engine, and the needles point toward their destination. You'll have to see it. They can just look backwards, but I'm not complaining. I mean, you do something original, they're pretty good. The aliens themselves are alright looking, and you can definitely see how ancient man would have thought they were angels if they had appeared to them. But again, it just brings up that whole, what's the aliens' interest in us specifically as a race? Again, overall, I'd give it a 7.9 out of 10. Pretty good movie.